Alleluia, 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 Hallelujah.
We saw his star at its rising and have come to adore him.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Our God is with you.
And also with you.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Christ.
After Jesus' birth, which happened in Bethlehem of Judea during the reign of Herod, astrologers from the east arrived in Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the newborn ruler of the Jews? We observed his star at the rising and have come to pay him homage." At this news, Herod became greatly disturbed, as did all of Jerusalem. Summoning all the chief priests and religious scholars of the people, Herod asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem of Judea," they informed him. "Here is what the prophet has written. And you, Bethlehem, land of Judea, are by no means least among the leaders of Judah, since from you will come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel." Herod called the astrologers aside and asked them and asked what time the star appeared. And he said, "Go and get detailed information about the child. When you have found the child, report back to me, so I too can go and offer homage." Then they sent out to Jerusalem. After their audience, the star had appeared, observed in the rising, went ahead of them until it hovered over the place where the child lay. They were overjoyed, and upon entering the home, found the child with Mary, his mother. They prostrated themselves and paid homage. Then they opened the coffers and presented the child with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Afterwards, the astrologers were warned in a dream not to return to Herod, so they went back to their own country in another way. My brothers and sisters, the good news of our salvation.
Praise to you, O Christ.
Thanks be to God for this undescribable gift. Glory to you, Creator, Redeemer, and Holy Spirit. The Epiphany, my friends, marks the end of our Christmas season. It sets the stage of what is to come in Jesus' life and ministry. The message of Epiphany is foundational message in what we will hear in Jesus throughout our liturgical year. Epiphany means the manifestation of God's pure gift to all peoples. For it is a story of inseparable dignity, divinity, and humanity, revealed in a helpless, vulnerable child. It is also a dramatic story of strangers led by a heavenly body in search for what they believe is the King of the Jews. The three strangers are hopeful to what they have been searching for. Interwoven in the story was others craved with earthly power. They fear someone else will rule Israel and therefore must be destroyed. Epiphany is also a story about time of gift giving. In many cultures, families exchange gifts on the day. Gifts become center stage and is an occasion to reflect on giving gift to one another. We hear this in the first reading of Isaiah. For God's gift is already here. It gives light to all peoples and to all creation. It glorifies God. And in Ephesians, we are reminded that Epiphany is pure gift of the Spirit that seals the mystery of the incarnation. Now, as I reflect upon these readings, I'm aware of a story that I'm sure all of you are familiar with. Charlie Brown's search for the perfect Christmas tree. It ends up with only a broken down, he ends up with only a broken down tree with only one ornament. And he is sad and embarrassed that he could not find a perfect tree to celebrate Christmas with his friends. But it is the tree itself that Charlie's love makes the spirit of Christmas alive with others. The story has a happy ending, for his friends see Charlie's love for them. Their hearts are filled with Christmas joy. The gift that appears visible becomes the invisible gift of love. Gift giving is a special activity of the highest order because it makes visible the love of the hidden heart. It communicates the life-giving spirit and flows from the giver and becomes a perfect gift, no matter its appearance. The astrologies in today's readings give gifts to the Christ child: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And their gifts are visible and invisible because they acknowledge not only who the child is before them, but the love that they have for the Christ child. So the invisible, gold represents Christ's foreign sovereign humanity that is inseparable with his divinity. And the frankincense represents self-giving love. The gift of myrrh represents Christ's obedience to the Father and its willingness to self-sacrifice even at the time of his death. For that will reconcile the whole world and make holy. But the invisible part of their gifts, poets have interpreted the three gifts to symbolize every person's heartfelt integrity. Gold is the person's virtuous living, and frankincense, the person's daily prayer life, and myrrh, the person's willingness to self-sacrifice for the love of another. But too often we carry twin attitudes towards the objects we give. value and not value? What reveals our living relationship with others? Our finer appreciation, aspirations run the risk of failing into a secular attitude of judging what is valuable and not valuable, what is expensive and cheap. Gift giving can become more a substitute of love than a symbol of life-giving relationship. For without love, there's no presence of our invisible gift to the other. So a couple of weeks ago, I and others went to our nativity camp, to the camp that we have, and to distribute gifts. And it was a wonderful experience because not only were we giving visible things, toothbrushes and hats and scarves to people, but also it was invisible because it reflected our love and our relationship with those who have less than we do. And as I said before, whenever I am with our friends at the camp, I always am mindful that it's not just me, but all of us are giving of ourselves to those who have less than we do. So here are the questions I'm going to ask for us to think about and have discussions. What invisible gift am I most grateful for? What invisible gift am I most grateful for? And what visible gift am I most grateful for? I offer these two questions for discussion this morning.